everyone. This is Rebel Lee coming to you with another Ridge Raiders podcast. Hope y'all had a happy Halloween and had a good week. Unfortunately, I got some bad news. My co-host, Scott Clark, will no longer be doing the podcast with me. Some things have come up in his life, and he's not able to do this hobby that we started. I'm really going to miss him because when I started this, I had him number one in mind because me and him, we grew up on this show. This is Dukes of Hazzard. We loved the Dukes of Hazzard. We tried to get all the toys that our moms and dads would let us, but it's been special to us. And I want to keep the Ridge Raiders podcast going. In the next few weeks, I'm anticipating another co-host, and it should be fun. We're doing things a little different tonight. I'm doing an actual video. Kind of uncomfortable with that, but let's see how it goes. This episode is episode 8, The Big Heist. It aired on March 30th, 1979. It's about a chicken farmer named Neil Bishop who bought some bad products from Boss Hogg, and the whole thing starts off, Bo and Luke ride to town. Bo has ordered some boots that came in, and he's going to pick them up. So Luke drops him off. Well, this guy, he ends up robbing Boss Hogg of some liquor money. And, well, while he's robbing Boss, his car gets impounded. So, when you know it, the only car coming as he's running out of the courthouse is the General Lee. So he jumps through the window and hijacks the General. And he takes Bo and Luke out to the outskirts of town and makes them get out and drives the General Lee back to the boar's nest. And Daisy's liking this guy from the get-go. And then while they're there, Enos comes in and tells Daisy that Bo and Luke are in trouble, that Boss Hogg is 100% sure that Bo was the one that robbed him. And he saw him get in the General Lee. So he impounds the General. Well, this guy did something strange. Before he went into the boar's nest, he took the money and he put it in another vehicle. Of course, that vehicle was Uncle Jesse's truck. Leave it to the Dukes. No matter what, they're going to have the evidence on them. If anything bad happens, it's to them. And while they're there, Daisy, Bo and Luke get back to the boar's nest and tell Daisy that what happened and wanting Jesse to meet him at the still number 2. So Jesse meets the boys there, and Roscoe and Boss followed Jesse, and that's how they ended up arresting the Bo and Luke. And Jesse runs back to the farm. Well, Daisy brings Neil back to the farm because he didn't have no place to stay. He wanted to stay in the barn and see if he could work off some of the chores by staying there. And he told Jesse that he would unload the truck because Jesse was wanting to get back into town to see if Bo and Luke could help him figure out what really went on. So Jesse goes back to the jail, and Bo and Luke are talking to him, and Jesse puts together the ski mask, the all torn army jacket. He remembered Neil had a torn army jacket. So he takes off running back to the farm. And by that point, Daisy had Neil with the shotgun because I think she suspected he was going to run off for some reason, but she wanted to find out his whole story. Anyways, when Jesse pulls up, it distracts her, and Neil gets the shotgun, and he takes them both into the farm. Bo and Luke scheme a way to get out of jail. They tell Enos they're going to confess. And somehow it goes from Enos and a typewriter trying to type letters and spell to they got him hung up on a wall and gagged, and they take off. Well, as they're approaching the farm, they do something strange. They sound the horn of the general. I don't know about you guys, but when I come home, I don't blow the horn, let everybody know I'm here. I might blow the horn as I'm leaving and waving to my family, but that was kind of odd to me. But anyways, it allows Neil to get the jump on them, and as he's got them all together, and he hands over the gun and the money to the Dukes and says that it's theirs now. He was going to turn himself in, but the Dukes being the Dukes was like, no, let's come up with a better plan than that. How about we call a revenue guy, because we definitely got that other woman fired. We wouldn't even let her take a shower in our bathroom. We put her in a tub in the kitchen. But anyways, that was a different episode and a different story, right, guys? And so they call the revenue person, and Luke meets him, and they get their plan together. Luke distracts the revenue guy for a little bit while Bo goes in and pretends to be the robber again. And this time, he has Boss fill up the sack with the money that was already in there from this Friday's illegal liquor money. Boss does it and tells him to count to 100. And as he's running out, they all jump in the general. And Boss comes running out hollering, they got my illegal liquor money. Well, the revenue guy hears it. So that's how they catch Boss in some of the bad dealings he's doing. And they are all back at the farm, and Jesse suggests the 10% that they got for turning Boss in, that it goes to Neil, and everybody agreed to that. And that's pretty much was the premise of this whole show. Here's a few points I want to bring out. They emphasize how much a better driver Daisy is, but this is the first time the General Lee goes up on two wheels, and Roscoe makes mention a couple of times of how much better driving it was than both Bo and Luke. Also, there was a scene at the garage that was kind of odd. The garage had Cooter wasn't in this episode. There was another mechanic, and this guy was here with his son, and his son had a toy pistol that he was playing around with, and he acted like he was going to hold Roscoe up. Luke convinced Roscoe that this little kid, who was obviously a kid, was a grown man, and the kid played around along with it, and he ended up getting Bo and Luke free. And then the other thing was, I wouldn't suggest that if you got taken by somebody that you would go off and rob them. Not a good idea, guys. Anyways, that was the show. And like I said, Scott Clark isn't with me anymore. I will be having another co-host in the coming future. Also, I see a lot of good things for this podcast. I'd like to do a episode where somebody did an interview with somebody who did a restoration on a General Lee or any of the show cars from the show. Also, would like to hear about people's collections. I'd like for people to reach out to me, and maybe we could do an interview about what's sentimental, what's your most valuable piece. I know you guys have them out there. We do. I have such a small collection, and I know there's people that's got a whole much larger than me. But anyways, this is the episode this week. Next week, we're going to be doing episode 9. A limo 1 is missing. It should be fun. But you can reach out to me at ridgeraiders@yahoo.com or Facebook. You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Breaker, Google Podcasts, and of course YouTube. Hope you like and subscribe. Hope you like what we're doing. Like I said, I'd like to hear from you guys. Any comments or anything that you think we could do different. Anyways, this is Rebel Lee saying, yeehaw! And I'm going to miss you, Scott Clark.
It's